Welcome in, everyone. Farmer Cop here for episode 20 of our Pig Farmer series. Now, I don't know how long this episode will be. It'll probably be shorter than the other ones. The goal of this one is to see where we're at, how we did, and everything like that. The only thing I've done and sold off camera was the pigs because I knew that would take a while to do, and I didn't want you guys to have to deal with me doing that. But everything else I'm going to sell in front of you. So, at the end of last episode, we had like about 2.9 million in the bank. I did sell some slurry off as well, which should show up in the finance screen here. So you can see sold animals, $1,046,666. And sold products, that is just from the slurry. So there's that. Now our water costs are not going to go up anymore because we're done. Now I can actually deactivate our productions as well. We can shut it. We can shut it all down. The way I look at this is we are trying to find out the value of kind of our farm with all the equipment and everything. So if someone wants to come buy it from us, which I think would be a good idea for someone to do, they'd be able to buy all of our assets and everything, and we can kind of retire. So that's kind of how we're doing it, and looking at it that way. Now, one thing we have to sell off is all of our equipment. It's all over here. All of it, which, let's just go in the build mode real quick, just so you can see how ridiculous it is. We have a lot of equipment. A ton. We had 3 massive potato harvesters, and we just bought those. Very expensive harvester here. 2 twin screw harvesters, not super expensive. We have 1 potato planter, 2 potato planters, 3 large plow. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tractors. I think I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 tractors, which is craziness. I swear you may have sworn 6. No, we just had 6. Just 6. 6 tractors. We had this truck we started with. That's the only thing we actually started with. That's it. That's the only thing we started with. We started with no money. I think we actually had a loan, didn't we, to start off with, if I remember correctly? So we've really built this into something big. Little header trailer that I never figured out how to use, which I'm sure you guys will have comments for me. But anyhow, 3 big headers here. Headers for all the potato harvesters. We've got a truck and a trailer for the animals. We also have this truck here set up with the dump bed. This truck set up with the dump bed. This one's set up with the slurry back there. Then we have these 2 little feeding trucks here. This big truck for deliveries. We had a ton of equipment. And now the sad time comes to sell it off. Now, I believe, is that a category in here? Sold vehicles should be all going to here. I'll double check it. I'm going to take a note of how much money we have now because I want it to be accurate. So we have 4,027,502. We'll write that down. Okay. Time to start selling stuff off. Now, it's going to take a while because we have to also repair, repaint it all. Let's sell that. Paint, repair, paint, repair. Do all this real quick, and then we can just, and we can just kind of shoot through it all. That thing costs a lot to repaint. Now, we will make all that money back, of course. All right, let's make sure everything in here is logged away. All right. See, our money has gone up a fair amount there. Did that not go away? I thought that was on here. Interesting. What's that? I thought that was on there. Oh. I thought it had been on there. Okay, there we go. We got rid of it. This was a little strange. I thought that would sell off with the truck or show up on there with the truck, but did not. That's okay. Maybe it did, and it didn't sell. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. Also thought this would be on there, too. Let's pull this guy forward. I set them all up so that way they just kind of pull forward nicely. We may not actually have as much money and equipment as I thought, to be honest. I thought we would have a lot more, but I think obviously we still have a lot to sell. That was just barely any, but I think I might have exaggerated how much in my head we had. Let's get all this stuff. No, not yet. Okay. We spent a lot repainting things. That was a much bigger step up for us. Let's just throw this stuff on here real quick. Stuff that, yeah, we'll throw that on there real quick. We'll probably drive this guy on here as well. I know we're not getting money for the seeds and stuff. It's okay. We did okay, regardless, so. Sell that. The plow wasn't on there, so I guess all the way back there is not good for selling. Okay, there we go. Let's pull some trucks and stuff up here. Let's try to make sure we get them all on the actual sell area here. It should be pretty close in order of tab order. Oops. Oh, that'll work too. There we go. Nope, I didn't want to disconnect that. All right, and these should all be on there, hopefully. Yeah, this looks like this stuff's all on there. Okay, perfect. So let's go through this. All right, let's repaint them all. Okay. That was a good chunk. Oh, this guy didn't sell? There it is. Oop, nope, I don't want to customize it. I just want to sell it. That's funny. All right, yep, they're in order again. Perfect. Pull this guy over here. So much equipment. I mean, we kind of were at a point where we needed it and probably needed to keep upgrading to keep, you know, making things better. Because it's still, again, like I said, it took a long time. The last episode took like almost 20 hours of off-camera work to get to where we're at now. So it took a long time. I think we can fit this on there, and then we can do the big stuff in the back there, which that should be the most of the money. We've almost got $1 million anyway so far, which this should definitely push us over $1 million. Okay. Some of the stuff is ridiculous to paint. Like, that was ridiculous. To be fair, though, it always does add value. It doesn't add... It'll add more than what you're paying to paint it. So, like, if you paint it for 20 grand, you might get 21,000 extra when you sell it. So you make an extra $1,000 when you sell stuff overall. But it does seem to be worth it. Okay. See if we can get 2 on here. See if that'll work. Once. I think we should be able to get those 2 in there. Yeah, here we go. Yep, money's definitely going up a lot quicker now. There should be only 3 pieces of equipment we have. Yep, they're all over here. Okay, perfect. Let's sell this guy off. This one should be a big chunk of money. All right, to harvest those people at the front there. $522,000. Crazy. Craziness. All right, we'll see if we can fit all 3 of these guys on here. I think we'll be pushing in a little bit. But we'll see what we can do. Sip of coffee there. This really has been... I have really enjoyed doing this series. I really have. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed doing it. It has been a blast to do this series. It really has. Look at that. We got them all to fit. Well, they're all pretty much repaired except for that guy. That makes sense. Like 47,000, but if you look at the price of it, if you paint it, it went up by at least that, so... Okay, 7.4, so we should have gotten, like, what? 3 something? Sold vehicles 4,318. Well, I guess we have to go off of the number on there because we had to pay to paint a bunch, so it's calling the total on there for what we sold. It's not subtracting the other stuff right off the bat. So if we have 7,491, 441, minus 4027,502. We are looking at, oh boy, $3,463,939, which is insane. Okay, the next thing, which as part of this, I'm going to write down that 74 number as well right now. 7491441. Because the next number we're going to get is going to be pretty askew because it's going to also sell off our products as we sell them. We are going to sell all of our stuff off. Let's see how much in buildings we have. Feels so weird just to get rid of it all. And so you'll get like some harvest income up there in the upper right-hand corner. That one got 46,000 of harvest income. Because that's just how it is. We built a ton of stuff. Our farm, I think our farm was more successful than I thought. I guess 15 million was what I guessed, but I bet we'll be above that. Now I don't know if these ones are going to give harvest income or not. Let's see. Let's wait for that to catch up over there. There we go. It's caught up. I think. Yeah. Okay. Sold products 197 million. Okay, 197,871,739. Let me write that down. 197,871,739. We're going to take that out of our bank account because that is not how much pig stuff sells for. We might just have it all spawn out then. Remove money. Good lord. We should have just sold our factories. 197,871,739. All right. That sets it back to where it should be. So on that note, let's go to these factories. I've got an idea to make sure that there's no... Well, there's a bunch of pigs in there too, and that's what it's selling. So we might just have to do that for each one. It's just going to be a little bit of a pain. I'm going to need more sticky notes, that's for sure. Okay. Sell the next one. So 183,936,789. Let's do the next one. 182,923,085. And then we'll sell the last one. 183,927,766. Okay. Now let's remove those numbers from here because that is ridiculous and definitely a glitch of some kind. Let's do that. Oops. 085. And finally, 183,927,766. Okay. Now the number should be much more reasonable. There we go. That's right where it should be probably. But I am curious about like selling the potatoes and stuff. 1750742. Actually, that one is accurate. Pig food is worth a lot because we had 800,000 in pig food. If you look at pig food in here, where's pig food at? Pig food's worth a lot of money, so that actually is accurate. Our pig food is worth a lot, so I'm not gonna mess with that. That would be a legit value there. 184,000 in potatoes. We had well over 1 million potatoes in there, so that makes sense there. We didn't get any harvest income for these, which I'm not surprised. I guess it's just kind of listed in there as pig food, but we had a lot of pig food actually in the building still. We will get some for when we sell these guys off. And we'll actually sell these off this time. So the next person that buys our pig farm from us can do what they like to with it. Okay, now these guys should get a little bit of harvest income. Yep, there was a bunch of fertilizer, digestate, and a whole bunch of other stuff in there, and a lot of pig food as well. Probably over almost close to 200,000. So we'll get sold products from those for sure. Okay, we have sold everything. Look at all this. It's crazy what we built. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite farms we've ever built up on a series. This is amazing. Now, the Peace Day Resistance, let's see what we made there. So we have 11,911,972 minus the 7,491,441. That means we made $4,420,531. This is of our sold products. Now, again, 1.7 million of that was pig food. Or well, actually, probably about 2 million if you include the other sold products. About 2 million of that's pig food, but 2.4 million in buildings. That is crazy. Oh, I put that on the buildings or the land line. That's the buildings. Anyhow, I'm making our line on my notes here for land. So now the last thing we're going to do is take a look at land, which, is there a sold land category in here? In the finance? Land sale. This should be accurate. There should be no reason it's not. I will write, for whatever reason, in case it's not, I will write down the number we have on there right now of the 11 million on there. So, okay. Let's go to the menu. Now, obviously, we don't get money for this. That's not our land. We didn't have to buy that. That's just the peripheral. So we get money for all the other ones. So we will sell. Oops. There we go. Maybe my 15 million was pretty accurate. Actually, it might have not even been quite that much. Wow, which is crazy. All right, am I missing anything? I think that's all of it. Okay, yeah, that's all of it. So only if we go into the money here. So land sale, 1.5 million in land. I would have thought we had more of that in land. 1,560, 700. Now, at the end of the day, we have our total value, I guess, for what we're worth. It's right up there at 13.4 million. That's the total. If you include the cash we had before this, but that's wild. Absolutely wild. Now, what's crazy about that number too is every year from going forward from now, we would have made about 2 to 3 million in pigs and pork meat every year. So we could have just built that up, and that explains why we built that up so well. But yeah, so I had a little bit below my estimate, but let me know what you guys' estimate was and how far off you were. But anyhow, yeah, whoever inherits this, I know, quote unquote, we just destroyed our farm, theoretically speaking. But if we were to sell it for, you know, $13 million or just over that, they would do quite well. We could probably actually sell it for probably close to 15 million, which I know is more than what it's worth, but they'll make that money back since it's kind of shown to be a profitable business. We could probably get 15 million, and that person could make that back over the course of probably 10 years, no problem. And if they expand, even quicker. But yeah, so totals for pigs, $1,046,667 what we had. Vehicles, $3,463,939 for the vehicles. That was pretty close to our biggest asset, technically speaking, because I think the buildings one is mixed with the pig food, so that was probably our biggest asset. Buildings with the pig food that we sold, $420,531. And lastly, for land, $1,560,700, and that is the total that we have up there, which about 3 million of that cash is, or about $3 million that we have in the bank there is just cash that we had before we started adding all that stuff up, but still quite impressive. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. That's the end of this episode, the end of the series. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching. I'll see you guys on my next series.